First thing I need to do is change this gearbox on the Colob, because I don't like it. And I'll sell the old one. Now the Mac Pinnacle has a new upgrade release, which is all-wheel drive. I'm gonna sell this trailer and hop into the garage and I'll put all-wheel drive on this thing. If you watched the last episode, it looked like the Three Stooges was doing that. The Mac Pinnacle had the wrong attachment on it. I should have put the short log attachment on it. And I'm fairly sure I looked for all-wheel drive before I left with it. So this is a new release. They just now came out with all-wheel drive for the Mac Pinnacle. I'm sure they probably lumped it in with other upgrades on the map, and one of which that I've already got, and that's why it's available for me right now, and I don't have to unlock it. But this is going to make the Mac Pinnacle an awesome truck. Engageable all-wheel drive for the Mac Pinnacle. 2 thumbs up for the developers on that one. Let's do a Cosmodrome task. Fuel for the masses. You may be wondering why we have those pipes in storage over there. Well, we were gonna set up water supply from the town, but that went nowhere. So we used generators to power the boiler. Speaking of which, we've got to pick up 2 loads of fuel from the auxiliary fuel storage. That's gonna be a long drive. I guess we need a truck with a bed on it. We'll just travel light this time around. The Royal BM17. It's capable enough. It has all-wheel drive, it just doesn't have diff lock. Sideboard bed is all we need. We have 51-inch tires on here, but I think we need some chains. Okay, let's sell those old ones. I haven't really used this truck since Wisconsin. I guess I need to start tracking it so I'll know where to take it to. Okay, we're tracking. We have a long way to go. It's all the way on the other end of the map, and we gotta go the long way. This is extremely slick even with chains on. Picking it up. High gear is way too fast in this truck. Oh, that was hard. I'm gonna try high gear on even ground. Goodness, I'm gonna have to change the gearbox in this thing. It's way too bouncy to be this fast. This is where differential locks would really make a difference. It's trying to get dark on us. I'm gonna change the time. Sometimes these tiny little trees can be just enough to pull you out. We've ran out of tiny trees to grab a hold of, but they got us close enough to grab a big one. This truck is extremely bouncy. We've got to feather the throttle a lot with this thing because of where it's so bouncy and it's so quick. I hope I can change this gearbox. I didn't even think to look at it before I left the garage. Sometimes bouncing helps, other times it causes you to sink up in the mud. This spot has some big roots in it. And this hole is half as deep as the truck. I was getting a little too fast. This truck is extremely fast, but it's dangerous once you get it going fast. Low plus would be awesome right now. Or maybe low minus for this section. .51-inch tires is what makes this thing bouncy, but it gets around pretty good if you go slow. You just can't hold the pedal down with this truck like you would most. You always got to feather the throttle, and it's mainly because of that gearbox. This might be the stock transmission. I just assumed it was already upgraded because it was in the garage. I must have bought it and not did anything to it, besides suspension. Well, suspension and wheels. They don't come stock with 51-inch tires. You can't have 51s with stock suspension. This truck is so small, 51-inch tires make it like a monster. The Tuss 420 only has 47-inch tires. It would be cheating to put differential locks on this truck. Permanent differential locks would be nice. I didn't even look to see what kind of winch is on this thing. I thought it did quite well with that deep mud. We'll see how it performs coming back with a load. We were moving really fast until we flopped into this mud. That's where I should have thrown it into high gear and just cruised through here in high gear. That's why I need an off-road gearbox. I'll fix it when I get it back, but right now I'm stuck with it. We're just going to be burning rubber. I'll have to feather the throttle to keep from getting sideways. We won't be burning rubber in this mud. I don't know if this would have done better in the mud or on the snow. I'm just experimenting with it. If this thing didn't have chains on, it wouldn't be going anywhere right here. These ice chunks would have been a roadblock. I don't know what I was thinking trying to bring an 8-slot trailer through this, but now I know better. The next time I need a load of steel, I'll just pluck it off the bed of it, and I'll turn it around and take it back to the trailer store. I have a 6-slot trailer I think would come out here. There she is. I just keep moving it out of the way so I can get around it. I could bring the P512 crane over here and move it wherever I want it, but it's okay as long as I can get around it. It actually makes a decent guardrail to get around those rocks. But I believe I could bring the ZIC 605R out here with a 6-slot trailer quite easily. The ZIC 605R is unstoppable. It goes anywhere. It has 61-inch tires on it. That 6-slot bed for it is pretty awesome too. It has 550 repair points and either 50 or 60 gallons of fuel. Plus the ZIC 605R has 52 gallons on the roof rack and 11 near the saddle. Also 600 repair points on the roof rack. It's the ultimate truck. You just don't get a crane or a saddle load. Oh, I just drove up on top of a flatbed trailer. It was camouflaged in the snow. It's too bad that scout trailer only has one on it. I'm not driving all the way down here to pick up just one. I'd be afraid to drive this thing without chains, as slippery as it is with chains. This gearbox is ready for racing. You gotta really watch the throttle with this gearbox. $15 gallons. It loses traction every time it bounces. This is thick snow. We're crushing through the ice. That automatic winch is okay sometimes, but it never grabs where you need it to. The best winch points always have to be selected manually. If you just hit the button, you might grab something behind you and you're trying to go forward. This truck will probably drive a lot better with weight on it. I'm sure it'll be less bouncy. Right now it's light as a feather and it has monster tires on it, and it's geared to win the quarter mile. It still has some climbing skills. We gotta take a left. We could have came from that direction, I just didn't want to fight with that ice. Ice chunks are mean. They don't always play by the rules. This is where differential locks would be great, but we have a winch. It might get more traction with weight on it because that rear is so light, it just burns rubber. We will test that theory on the way back. That railroad track goes through a deep canyon. It would do some damage if you fell off right here. Whoa, that was a big bounce. I'm gonna swing by here and grab 15 more gallons of fuel. A rolling refuel. Quicker than NASCAR. This truck will go faster than you want to go right here. It's quite bouncy when it don't have a load. This road is extremely slick and this truck is dangerous. Ooh, that's hard. Oh, this is a time trial. That's what we came for. Let's get the wheels hot, whether we want to or not. This truck will definitely get the wheels hot. Oh, that pole saved us. I was barely even touching the throttle. Our gear is dangerous. I guess I need to gear down before I flip it. I believe it drives a lot better with a load on it. It's quite smooth with a load on it, not nearly as bouncy. It also seems like it gets better traction in the mud. We'll just have to see when we get to the bad stuff. It does drive differently loaded. It's better in some ways and worse in others, I guess. That was a rough spot. Look at that big trench in the snow we made coming down here. We have 51-inch tires and it's all the way above them. barely creaking along, but at least it's moving. Those little trees don't help a whole lot, but they do help some. We went to something good that time. Oops. Once I get out of these deep muddy patches, this trip should be a lot smoother. This truck is proof of what can be done with gigantic tires and all-wheel drive without differential locks. It's going to do a whole lot better when I put the right kind of gearbox back in it. That high-range gearbox just isn't my flavor. It's just straight up dangerous in most cases. You've got to constantly feather the throttle because it always wants to go. It's not nearly as bouncy with a load on it. Oh, that's hard. This truck has two speeds, fast and stop, because of that high range gearbox. I don't remember why I put this on here, but I'm definitely taking it off. If I had low minus right here, I could dig right out. I let go too soon. .51-inch tires do quite well out here. It's trying to get dark. I'm going to change the time. If I could just pull on that tiny tree up there without breaking it, it might be just enough. tugged on it too hard. I believe it did quite well. I believe it drives a whole lot smoother with a load on it, but we'll have to see how it acts on an open road. It's not bouncy at all with a load. Even the Code 420 bounces right here, but it doesn't have chains and it only has 47-inch tires. This one has 51s. I'm gonna grab some of this. We only used 19 gallons. These wooden bridges are super slick and bouncy. And I'm going across it with a high range gearbox. If this scout trailer would have had 2 fuel in it, we would have only came to here to get fuel. I guess they need this one here for something else. This is where you would normally lock in the differentials and it would just keep going. Differential locks would be nice, but it still does it without them, maybe a little slower. I would say this truck drives a whole lot better loaded, but it sure is bouncy when it's empty. down. Slow down. The B512 there gets around in this mess pretty good with just diff locks and a rear wheel drive. It has the same size tires as this Royal BM17. I think it's making better time going back than it did coming here empty. It really does like to burn rubber. I think we're making way better time coming back than we did going out there. The weight of the cargo keeps these big wheels from bouncing, and that gives it more traction. It's amazing how well this thing can do without differential locks. Okay, I better gear this down. I think it's hung on a rock. Oh, that was hard. It's hung on him again. You'd naturally want to shift into high right now, but with this high range gearbox, you don't really want to do that. Well, now, it gets a little bouncy at high speed, but any truck does that. Oh my goodness, how did we do that? These chunks of ice actually help when you have chains. The mud would take longer to go through if it didn't have ice in it. Let's see how bouncy it gets through here. This truck needs to be on a racetrack with this gearbox. I'm going to stay over on this side because the road is better. This truck has an 8-speed transmission. We're only in second. That's third. Task completed. Fuel for the masses. Of course we have power lines going here, but it never hurts to have a backup plan, you know?